Good afternoon to all the participants and today's resource person and organizers, particularly Priya Madam, who is acting as a backbone of the entire program, and the technical people. So, the Association of Indian Management Schools is continuously organizing such young leaders inspiring sessions and knowledge sharing sessions in every month. Almost once in every week, it is taking up these kind of activities for the benefit of the students as well as faculty of the management fraternity. Today, knowledge sharing session on the strategies for publishing research articles in high impacted journals, Web of Science, Scopus, ABDC, and so on. Is the is the topic which is taken up by today's resource person and the speaker of this program. Professor Arun Kumar Sukumar, he is from VIT AP. The main motto of this particular program is to guide the academicians and researchers how to publish their research work in the prestigious, rated and renowned journals, discuss the key strategies for enhancing the quality and impact of their research, from choosing suitable journal of management or any other professional course to meet rigorous editorial standards. And this session will also cover essential tips on manuscripts preparation, submission of protocols, and responding the reviewers' feedback, and so on. Equipped with better visibility and contribute meaningful to their responsible field of research work. And this is the main motto of today's program. Coming to the Organizers Association of Indian Management Schools, this is one of the renowned and powerful organization in the country, which really helps the management fraternity. It has started and running last 30 years with 750 memberships, member institutions, which includes INs, ISB, XLRE, top management B schools, and so on. Its main motive is to act as a advocacy role, which is discussing the problems and issues related to management studies and bring to the notice of AICT and other MHRD government statutory bodies. Also supporting the member institutions and giving the financial assistance to organize faculty development programs, conferences, and seminars, other programs for the benefit of the students and faculty. And another initiative of this aims is to conduct a Atma test. This Atma test is being organizing twice in a year, especially to give the opportunity to take the admissions into IIMs and other prominent B schools through this particular test. And also, it is organizing one flagship activity once in every year, the annual convention, and invite all its members and prominent people, even from the abroad, to take up the discussion on a special topic and conduct the competitions among all the participant members. This is about AIMS activities and prominence of AIMS. And our media partner of this particular program is Business Standard. We know pretty well Business Standard is one of the powerful print media in the country, which covers all the business updates, and it is taking initiation of collecting the information connected to the industry and presenting the growth perspective of different fields in the industries and so on. So we are very happy to take your support to organize this particular event in a more colorful way. That's about the media partner of this particular program. And coming to the today's speaker is a prominent speaker, and Professor Arun Kumar Sukumar is presently working with VSB Amravati, and he is mainly focused on certain areas like digital and social media and international business, brand management, e-commerce, and so on. And his approach is to integrate industry case studies, emphasizes modern practices, learning methods, and particularly he is the man who introduced uh, flipped classrooms and who got the funding from ICSSR to operate this. And his work experience with the international bodies, and he worked as a faculty in St. Teresa International College, Bangkok, also referral education groups, Singapore, and SP Jain Center of Management, Dubai, and so on. So, like that, he worked with the reputed organizations throughout the globe, um, and he got recognitions from even BeamTech and IM Bombay for his valuable contributions. So, this is about the few words about the today's speaker. Um, uh, with this introduction, I would like to invite Professor Arun Kumar Sivakumar to start the session and discuss the issue. All the participants are requested to stay back and listen the concept carefully. And please post your doubts or any other clarification in the chat box. A resource person will respond at the end of the program. Thank you. Over to Dr. Arun Kumar Sivakumar.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your great introduction, and also the coordinator, Dr. Priyanka, and Professor Adishesha Reddy Garu. Thank you so much. So today, the topic which I am going to deliberate here is that strategies for publishing research articles in high impact journals. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll be sharing my little experience, what I got out of my publications. In fact, I got some 1,400 citations across the globe. So I think some of my articles are well received by the academicians. Yeah. So see, when you publish article in Q1 and Q2 journals, especially high impact journals, you need to ask certain questions to yourself before you proceed with an article write up. So, have you done something new, contributing new? And so you should not repeat what others do. So something new you supposed to contribute in terms of a particular article. And also the second question you have to ask yourself that before you prepare your manuscript, is there anything challenging in your work which is appreciated by the academic and research and industrial community? And next one is, will your result influence other researchers also? Do it impact other researchers in terms of their, work? And also you have to ask yourself, have you provided solutions to some difficult problem? So the foremost important aspect is one is novelty and the impact I'm talking about, and also the problem which you are trying to provide solution to the particular problem. Very simple. There is a problem, you are trying to provide solution to the problem. Okay. So in that aspect, let us have certain definite structure whereby what we're supposed to do in terms of title, how do you present yourself as an author, what are the keywords we supposed to type in our article, how do we articulate our abstract introduction, a review of literature, what would be there in the content, and the results and analysis, what kind of appropriate tools can be used, and also about the conclusions and recommendations, and in terms of the limitations, implications for the academic community, implications for the industry, theoretical contributions, and future implication of your research, and what others has to do. I mean, future implication of research. These are the things we are going to discuss step by step. And at the end of my session, definitely I will entertain any kind of questions. So, to my best of my knowledge, I will try to clarify your title, because when you submit research papers to the editorial board, immediately they look on certain criteria. These are the criteria will look for in your article. So if your title is extremely long or too short, or the variables or theoretical issues stated, and any relationship between them has to be clearly stated in a nutshell. And within one or two lines, you are supposed to articulate the title. So a title clearly indicate what the research is about. So that is the first aspect as an editorial board member they look for. A research person. So that what happened, always the author professional academic qualification will speak. Have they published previously any article or not? If you are collaborating with the other author, did they have the previous publication record or not? How do you check that? There is an you can check through their RC ID, which is available, and also you can look at their Scopus H index value, and also you can look at the Google Scholar citations. All these metrics will tell us how good they are, so that it gives you a contribution. It gives you adds values to your paper. So this is the thing you have to consider when you collaborate with other research. And next one is the keywords we talk about. Some journals require keywords to help to identify main areas of focus. So make sure all this particular or this. Okay, according to your title, whatever you stated in your research topic. Next one is the abstract part of your article. Normally, abstract initially you don't write. Only after completing your article, finally you are supposed to talk about your abstract. Okay, so in terms of preparation of abstract, you should understand one thing.
All the participants are requested to stay back. There is a technical issue. Sir will join within 1 minute.
Suddenly I got disconnected. Extremely, my apology. I think I got a technical glitch. I would like to join again, but there was a then I've posted my requirement to the coordinator. Now I think I joined. Am I audible now?
Sir,
Yeah,
you're
you're
audible,
audible.
sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir,
Madam,
you can
the
switch
record.
off the video.
I can.
Your video, you can switch off. Only the PPT, if you run, means the bandwidth will be fine, sir.
And one more issue, madam. Record is playing again.
Okay, sir. The technical person will handle it, sir.
Are you able to hear that recorded voice?
Can I continue, sir?
Yes, sir. You can continue, sir.
Yeah. So we were talking about the purpose of the abstract. Does it explain the purpose? That is very, very important. And and also, does it explain why the research was carried out? Why was it accomplished? What were the main findings? And also the significance of the research has to be you know put in your abstract, and what is the conclusions have to be well stated and articulated in your abstract. So these are the things expected in a high impact journal. And the next area. Yes. So normally when you take a good research topic, it should follow this principle. Feasible. Can it be done with our available resources or not? Whether the topic which we have chosen is up to date, and is it able to reach wider audience, and it is going to benefit the society, or it should have a commercial relevance. All that you need to check before you choose your topic. And also the next aspect is component of your research. Then you have to talk about the ethical consideration in articulating your topic, and relevance. It has an implication towards the research community, or towards the industry, that we need to consider. This we call it as finer formula. It was given by Tully in 2001. And let's come back to the context of the introduction. So I will tell you how to articulate an introduction topic. The introduction should orient the reader to the study by giving a firm sense of what was, uh, done in the study. Clear? And I will quote example of it also. Now let me quote an example. Introducing the question and problem, developing the background of the study, and stating the purpose and topic. What I found out is that I researched the Ombudsman's report. In that, I did collected some data and found out what are the major issues using them, and I find the service quality problem. Then across India, where that service quality problem exists more, then I also which sector it has. There are three sectors in banking. One is private, public, and foreign banks. So I prepared statistics and issues, what is the problem, all that, and cited that with the report, what I have articulated, with the graphical information. So the why the service quality problem and what is the behavioral intention of the consumer. So hereby I have introduced the problem as well as introduced the question, and I need to answer this question. What is the service quality issue is all about? And I have developed a background of why this service quality problem is going to impact the banking. This issue, all that background of the study I have given. And if suppose I resolve this issue, how it is going to benefit the industry, banking industry, and the purpose, and what is the rationale of the research, that I have really given in my research. Flipped and integrated model of flipped and Bloom's taxonomic model. Uh, what I found is that most of the MBA students lack interest, and there is no engagement between the professor and the students, and they stuck with the lower order level of learning. I mean, remembering and only they stuck up with, and they have not moved up to so time I am moving out. From my side, my connection is very good. But anyway, am I audible, madam?
So now you're audible, sir, but in between, the audio is breaking, so your voice is breaking.
Please inform me then and there so that I thought I'm reaching out the audience.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, please proceed, sir. Please proceed.
Yeah. So, um, so that question out of my experience. And also you need to ask yourself, is the problem important enough to justify the research? That's what I give an ombudsman report to be articulated and to be cited. Why you need to do a research. And the industry background, all that we have to support. So in this context, the most important aspects of the you have to state your significance, importance of your research. All that has to be articulated into the introduction part. Okay. So next chapter we talk about is the literature. Do you understand this? So when you talk about literature review, there are two types of literature review we have to focus as a researcher. One is that the conceptual review. The other one is the research finding review. So what is a conceptual review? And definitely, when you do any kind of research, you need to have your theoretical support and your conceptual support. For example, when you talk about motivation among employees, you're supposed to bring out a kind of, I think, a motivation theory. You can bring Maslow theory of hierarchy. So a theoretical background has to be addressed. Okay. For example, when I want to, recently I wrote an article about the implication of ChatGPT usage among engineering students. In that context, I used a theory which is called technological acceptance model. So those theories and models I have to cite, and from there onwards, I have to bring and assimilate my research. So in that context, first of all, I should have a theoretical background of my study. And from there onwards, I have to support that with an empirical research paper. Empirical research paper is nothing but the quantitative research paper. So whenever I choose a quantitative research paper, I have to make sure that within the last 5 years or 10 years, which is going to address my problem. So in that context, normally I use Q1 and Q2 journals, quadrant 1 and Q2 journals, and I can know the status of this Q1 and Q2 journal using SCIMAGO, SCIMAGO. If you Google it, I think you can know the status of your research paper, which quadrant the journal lies. Because publishing in Q1 and Q2 journal is very, it is a very, difficult. Here, there are two kinds of research. One is conceptual review and research finding review. Research finding review is nothing but already the researcher have did research, and from there onwards you bring those research implications. Okay, so selection of research article is very important. And when you put your research article, there is a technique or there is a tool available to synthesis the information from various articles. For example, if you are reviewing 50 to 100 articles pertaining to your problem or research question, then you have to put it in a definite format. Later on, my slides, let me explain you, give you a sample catch up. Uh, what is the similarity and differences between the articles? So you take the pros and cons of the article pertaining to your problem, and you develop many, dimensions and prepare your own conceptual framework for your research. So, in preparation of your conceptual framework and the relationship between the dimensions, you make sure that there is a proper cited evidence, and those references in an APA format has to be put across in your reference section. Relationship between the dimensions has to be validated. It has to be cited properly, uh, and clarity should be there. Uh, once you develop that framework, why this framework? This framework is going to fill the research gap. How it fills a gap in the literature. That is very, very important. Simply, you cannot copycat others' work. If there is any unaddressed problem in research, that those unaddressed problems has to be filled. You have to contribute in filling those gaps. That is that is very much expected. Okay, so make sure that you review the contemporary articles, you prepare a synthesis matrix, and look at the critical reviews, similarity and differences between the author's perception on those uh, the dimensions which you have taken, and try to take the appropriate dimensions and build a relationship between the dimensions, and take the constructs which is going to be really going to resolve it, cite those constructs, and build your theoretical framework. And make sure this theoretical framework, when you try to resolve, do research with your theoretical framework, that definitely it will reveal the gaps in the knowledge. I think it will give you a fulfillment in completing the gaps in the knowledge, okay, research knowledge. So this has to be covered in the literature review. So first, and also make sure that every claim, every evidence from the literature which supports your claim. And that can be proved later on through your results and analysis using appropriate statistical tools. Okay, so this is what we expect from the literature review. So a literature review should have a conceptual review, a theory should be backed in, and you should intertwine the theory and research finding review, and you should support with a lot of literature support, cited evidences, and build the relationship, and build hypothesis, and under hypothesis, why you are choosing the hypothesis, how you are going to prove the hypothesis, all those literature support you have to pack it in your literature review section. Moving further, let me show you the literature review process using Mendeley and synthesis matrix. Now we have a software called Mendeley. You can freely download, and in fact, Mendeley APA format. So let us use that Mendeley software. Go to YouTube and Google and download this software. And a lot of YouTube videos are available how to use Mendeley software. So you can do a lot of self-learning there. And also, you please type in YouTube and Google how to prepare a synthesis matrix. Because what happened, the collated information of different articles, different perspectives, about the information about the dimensions, literature support. Otherwise, what happened? You are just copycat of the summary of the earlier researchers. That is not required at all. That's why it goes to a lot of criticism and rejection, disrejection among the editor. So in this context, based on your research objectives or question, first search for articles by using the appropriate keywords. Then what you do, organize the articles in Mendeley. And I said, you watch YouTube video and Google how to organize the articles in Mendeley. And it is very user friendly. Please do that so that you filter the article as per your relevance and sort it to some folders, read and make notes repeatedly, which is required for your research to address your research question and problem statement. And the so using synthesis matrix, what you're supposed to do here is build the teams to answer research questions and fulfill research objectives. Do you understand? Based on your research objectives, you try to build teams to answer the research questions. So we normally call it as thematic research review. So, and again, I am telling you, you can also Google it or put it in, YouTube, how to prepare a thematic research review, because there are a lot of different types of literature review writing types. But let us use a thematic review, which will be very helpful to resolve your problem. Then the fifth step is write critical literature review. I mean, the pros, cons, and the alignment and your variables for your conceptual framework or research model. That's what we call it as writing a critical research review. And finally, you refine your research write-up. Okay. So this is the literature review process. And a lot of things are there. Once you do hands-on experience, I think definitely you guys can able to understand the process of writing literature review. Next one is, this is a sample of synthesis matrix. Source one is nothing but the article number 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatever the themes. For example, first theme is talks about service quality. Second theme talk about loyalty. Third theme talk about satisfaction. Fourth theme talk about behavioral intention in terms of banking customers. So first article, what it talks about the service loyalty dimension theme, what it talk about service loyalty, what it talks about customer satisfaction, and fourth theme, what it talks about the behavioral intention of customers. So trying to synthesize all those multiple insights and collate and prepare a paragraph addressing the research questions with the appropriate hypothesis. And later on, we collect data based on that and trying to prove the statistical using statistical approach. We're trying to conclude that. Next one is we see the strategy, literature matrix, review of literature, given what's the author talks about it, theoretical conceptual framework, research question and hypothesis, what kind of methodology they have used. From each article, you have to take all this relevant information and what is the analysis and results, and what is the conclusion, what is the implication for future research, whereby you can take your research camp and implications for practice. All that can be collated. So if you are doing for a 50 to 70 articles, I think you get many insights and you get the best paper out of it, and you can build your literature review matrix to address your research question. Moving further, the research design part. Now we talked about the methodology. Next aspect is about the design, otherwise we call it as the research methodology. This section should clearly state what the researcher did and how it was done, allowing the reader to evaluate the methods used, the consistency and the reliability of the study, its validity, whether it could be replicated. As a minimum, there should be a brief synopsis of the research approach taken. Once the research method is established, the reader can critique the research design for methodological rigor. So here I have given many things, but let me take you step by step what is expected out of your research methodology. First thing is about who is your population of your study. Once you're done with your population of the study, for example, when I'm talking about mother harlots, who's my population? All mothers are my population of my study. So, and in that, we cannot take every mother, isn't it? From that, we have to take a definite sample. So, if we have to take the sample, and we have to estimate and again, I was moved out of this one. I don't know why, but again, I'm connecting now. Yeah. Hope I am audible now. I am reconnecting right now. Okay.
Yeah, you are audible, sir. You are audible.
Yes. I am carrying. So I don't know why I was been pushed out.
I
Again,
think
I'm
that is a
connecting.
technical issue. Please go ahead. No issue.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So we talk about the population and the sample size, and also selecting the sample. Also, we have sampling methodology we have to adopt. There are two kinds of sampling methods: probability sampling method and non-probability sampling. And I can tell you two techniques what normally I use in the sampling method: simple random sampling or stratified sampling or systematic random sampling I normally used for my study. And in terms of non-probability sampling, I do judgment sampling or convenience sampling. But normally it is healthy to go for a probability sampling technique to select the appropriate sample size. And please refer to the textbook, as I said, Narkunda or Kotari is there, Cooper textbook is there, Uma Segaran and Bogue is there, Sigmund textbook is there. All are available as a free copy, available in internet, Google. So please download all those textbooks. Very useful, because if you want to have a fundamental clarity in research methodology, you have to read. Within this limited 1 hour session, I cannot give you entire picture about the sampling. You have to go through only the correct methodology knowledge. Then what happened? You whatever the construct I mean, the questionnaire you are taking, there are two kinds of questionnaire. Once you can develop your questionnaire, but it's a long process. For an initial research, you cannot go for developing because a lot of techniques is involved. You have to do EFA, exploratory factor of tested constructs. So you can already there are a lot of constructs from you can refer and cite from well-known articles. When you try to integrate different constructs from, I think with that you can manage your search art. Okay, so that is very very important. And whenever you do an and also you can check the once you collect the data using different sampling technique, you try to check the reliability because consistency is very important in case of reliability testing. And one of the technique we use is Cronpack alpha method. That is normally a widely used technique. I think you can use that, and also you can check the content validity. There are different kinds of content validity. Which is going to address your research question. Once you do that, a lot of statistical techniques are available. I'll just brief out what are the we have to use those statistical techniques. For example, when you use chi-square test, you're trying to use one shift in two different variables. And their respective correlation. And there is one more technique called analysis of variance. We call it as ANOVA, between the demographic variable and the independent variable. For example, income groups varies with the, for example, the attitude of the purchase behavior of a consumer will differ attitude of purchase behavior. So we need to find out the differences between their purchase behavior. And in that, we use analysis of variance. More than that, we can also use post-hoc test. There are two tests normally I use. One is the P test and also Benferroni test. I will be using that. So you can take that. Influencing one independent variable. You can use multiple. So you can test, suppose if your data, you have more questions, you can reduce the number of questions into definite dimensions. It is called exploratory factor analysis. Instead of that, you can do once you explore the dimensions and you want to confirm the dimensions with the factor loading, then you have to use confirmatory factor analysis, which can be done using analysis of moment of structure. Exploratory factor analysis you can use in SPSS. And also there is a structural equation model. It's not trying to correlate different constructs. When I say construct different dimensions question, I quote an example of service quality. Service quality has 5 dimensions, like reliability, empathy, convenience, like that. And service quality have many dimensions. And in fact, behavioral intentions have many dimensions. These are considered to be the construct. Just that you better go through all those information in Cooper or in Kotari or Sigmund textbook. Okay, and once you're done with your analysis using the statistical technique, you need to have, before you collect the data, so you should have your clearly summarize how you went through the process of your analysis, all that in your research design. So these are the information you have to clearly articulate in your research methodology section. But when you do that, please go through many articles and you will get better insight. By giving my inputs, I don't think you will So the discussion part, once the result you have analyzed that using the statistical analysis, make sure in your discussion points, no repetition of points already made in other sections. Results should be and have the results be the research question. Have you, supported your hypothesis and theoretical or conceptual framework? Have the conclusions and recommendations been appropriately drawn from the data analysis? Did the researcher highlight the most important results? Have the results been used to support you or refute the results of other studies? Have relevant, useful, or results to practice has been addressed? These are the things you are. In conclusion, this section summarizes the main points and indicate the usefulness of the research. In conclusion, where the main points drawn out, where fresh insights or new perspective on the topic demonstrated, have any recommendation been made based on the research? Were there any suggestion for future research? All this has to be articulated in your research article. And there are different reference time. APA style. And you have to write your acknowledgement. The author can submit a brief acknowledgement of any of the financial instrument, all that. Next, these are the plagiarism checking software. Once you complete your article, please run this plagiarism software. And many of the universities using a software called Turnitin. We use Turnitin software. In your, I think, sir, have stated that this video, recording is available in YouTube. You can see that later on. Use this tool and explore that, so that you'll get an idea. And these are the journal finding tools. We have Elsevier Journal Finder, journal author, estimate, Jane, publish. These are the, ranking. So this whereby you try to put your journal name, it will give you the rank. Okay. So please explore this. Will give you a ranking. So see here, this is Q2 journal. This Sigamo report, the journal title that takes you what quadrant that particular journal belongs to. And the next one is the journal finder. I given you. This is Web of Science journal finder. Scopus, how to find the art. software. Normally we use Grammarly, and these are the free softwares. You can use it, and also you try to social network. There is a SSN network is available. LinkedIn also you can hook up. PubMed, cross reference, all that you can share your informations, and this is called end. The top 21 free online directory where you can download your articles. I've given listed 21. Later on, get into this link and try to explore that. It is available in your recording. And with that, I come to an end. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Right now, I will allow to take your questions. Yes.
Yes, sir. Is it audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah. For spending your valuable time and discuss the kind of strategies which are required to prepare the research work and then how to publish in the reputed and renowned journals, particularly SCI, Web of Science, and ABDC, and all these. The kind of inputs or the kind of information what you have shared in terms of PPT is very worthwhile and valuable. I have to appreciate all the participants uh, in spite of little technical issues. You stay back and then listen carefully till the end of the program. And finally, one question which is asked by the participants is there any weightage difference between ABDC and this the remaining SCI or something Web of Science?
Sir, definitely, sir. Sir, if you look at the impact factor, I mean the amount of citations and the circulation of the article, based on that, they have a formula to calculate the impact factor. Each database company, like Clarivate, that is Web of Science, and Scopus database, and also ABDC, they have different database. And A, B, D, C, there are different categories. So A level journals will have a due weightage, and it is regarded well, and you have a great weightage for that. If you publish in A, and next one is at B level. And similarly, with the Web of Science, I think you can go for Q1 and Q2, especially with the Scopus, Q1 and Q2. Some journals Q4, sometimes articles, and which journal, which quadrant. Please using the Sigamo. Just now I show you. Use that to identify your level of journal selection. Clear? I think I have addressed that question, sir. Okay.
Yeah,
Any other?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I think with these few words,
Mm.
I would like to come to the conclusion.
Yes, sir.
I would say thanks to Professor Arun Kumar Shivkumar. In spite of little hurdles, you are able to stay back and then try to give maximum presentation. It's really appreciable. I think this is the second time you are
Yes, sir.
taking up this particular task through AIMS. I have to appreciate all the participants to stay back, and I should say thanks to all the organizers, including Priya Madam and the technical people, and special thanks to Professor Durga Prasad, the Secretary of AIMS, and the President Sudhir Sharma and past President Nandagopal sir, RVPs, and executive members and all. and the media partner, Business Standard, particularly Professor Bhattacharya, the main person of this print media. So I should thank each and every people who are supporting and making this event more successful. Thank you all. I would like to
Thank you.
leave and thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, all the participants. Have a good day. Thank you.